I said I'd be on time this morning. I'm 20 minutes late. But I had a late night and I decided to just take it easy this morning. I slept in a little bit and washed my hair. And then we're going to go from there. The lady that I work for at the Renaissance Festival asked for a couple of things, and so we're probably going to drive out there today. So I've planned my wardrobe appropriately. I don't know what I was about to say. All right. But, yay. It is October 10th. Our title is I Am Alive with the Clean, Fresh Life of Spirit. And our quote is, Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. And that is 2 Corinthians 5:17. The Bible reminds us that it is the essential nature of God to ever renew and ever revitalize. Ever renew and ever revitalize his creation. Behold, I make all things new. This great healing energizing activity is around us as a vital presence and within us as a vital life. We did not create it, nor does our food, nor our exercise or play create it. It is an impersonal gift from the universal spirit. Our food habits, our sleep, our times of exercise merely keep the channels open for it to function through us more efficiently. We are endowed with life, health, and vitality by the creative principle of being. It is ours. We either use it rightly and are healthy and fresh at all times, or we misuse it and are sick and depressed. It is our individual responsibility. Knowing the power of thought, we keep our minds filled with the idea of a fresh, clean life that is forever welling up within us and seeking release by means of us. Divine life can never grow stale, grow old, or wear out. I know that God's life is in me as my life now. It is an endless stream of clean, fresh, vital energy. It fills every cell and organ of my body with its healing presence. I am renewed this day by the life of spirit working in and through me. I am refreshed as I speak this word and know this truth. I joyously respond to fresh life, and it joyously responds to me and is working in every part of my body. I dedicate my thinking to this youth-giving life of God. Old conditions have now passed away, and fresh life is pouring through my being. I am energized and revitalized by God. All right. So we've heard the stories. We've watched the news. We've read the stories where it's a drink of whiskey every day and they live to 110, or they smoke a cigarette every day and live to 110. And so Ernest says it in here. He says, it doesn't matter what you eat. It doesn't matter how you exercise. It doesn't matter when you exercise. He even sort of says it doesn't matter when you sleep. Now, science disagrees with him. But there are stories. Like I said, the drink every day. And if you go and read those stories of the people who live to 100 and 110, it is still in moderation. You know, they don't smoke 20 cigarettes a day. They don't drink a whole bottle of whiskey every day. They generally have one. But what Ernest is saying is that if you know who you are and are open to it, then the healing energy of spirit will flow into you always. Now, I like what he said is that these habits, our food habits, our exercise habits, our sleep habits, keep the channels open. So he's saying we do have some responsibility. We do have some responsibility. And I'm a big believer in the responsibility of taking care of the vehicle that we are using to move through this life. but he's also, but I also take it as a, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You can have, a little bit of whatever it is that everyone says is bad for you, as long as you remember who you are. You remember that you are. And when we go through experiences that are non-preferred, I'm going to use the word non-preferred, that we remember who we are and that we turn to. Now, that being said, we are firm believers in doctors. I went to an orthopedic specialist on Thursday because my faith was not enough to take care of my knee, and that cortisone shot that I got in my knee has made a world of difference. Because Ernest also says that everything under the sun is made by God. So medicines, when they are used correctly, are very healing and very, because we can talk about hardball metaphysics. Emma would poke you in the chest and go, believe, have faith, God will heal you. And Ernest says, believe, have faith, and do what you need to do. So all things work in conjunction. All things work in conjunction. So I am alive with the clean, fresh life of spirit. It really is about knowing who we are and knowing that at any time, if we are willing, Spirit will renew us. Spirit will renew us body, mind, and soul. Always. Okay, I don't know about the Bible quote. Therefore, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. All old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. And it really is, if any man be in Christ, recognizing who he is, recognizing, if we recognize who we are, then we become new, because we have renewed our faith in who and what we are. So the Bible reminds us that it is the essential nature of God to ever renew and revitalize his creations. So where does the sustaining power for life come from? Spirit. So spirit is constantly renewing. And all we have to do is look at the cycle of nature. Because in spring, everything is fresh and new and growing. And then it grows through the summer, and then it's harvested in the fall, and then it dies in the winter, if we're talking specifically, or sheds. I think I'm thinking of trees. So they shed their leaves, and then they sleep through the winter. So they do rest. So please rest. So they rest through the winter, and then they grow up again in the spring. So God, Spirit, is constantly renewing the earth, which means God will renew us if we are willing and accepting. Behold, I make all things new. This great healing, energizing activity is around us as a vital presence and within us as a vital life. So if God does it for trees, of course God will do it for us. We have to be willing to accept it. We did not create it, nor does our food, nor our exercise or play create it. Nothing that we do creates that revitalizing energy. It is an impersonal gift from the universal spirit. Impersonal means it is granted to all alike. Nobody gets more, nobody gets less. It does come down to how much we're willing to accept. Our food habits, our sleep, our times of exercise merely keep the channels open for it to function through us efficiently. All right? So, yes, we can do what we want, but those good habits we have keep the channels open so that it functions more efficiently. And that's where Ernest differs from Emma. He's like, no, you should take care of yourself. You absolutely should take care of yourself. And here's why. Because you are supporting what Spirit will do through you. We are endowed with life, health, and vitality by the creative principle of being. It is ours. We either use it rightly and are healthy and fresh at all times, or we misuse it and are sick and depressed. And speaking as a person who has been depressed, I get that. Because when I'm doing what I need to do to take care of myself, I am, I'm rightly using it. I'm healthy and fresh. And when I forget who I am and allow myself to slip into that depression, one of the first steps out can be to remember who I am. Sometimes I have to take other steps first. Make sure I'm getting plenty of sleep, make sure I'm getting plenty of exercise. But sometimes it really is about remembering who I am. But that step can come anywhere in there. So, it is our individual responsibility to be open to that power. Knowing the power of thought, we keep our minds filled with the idea of a fresh, clean life that is forever welling up within us and seeking release by means of us. Fresh, clean life. So, divine life can never grow stale, grow old, or wear out. Divine life cannot. The mortal form that we wear does, but the spark at the center of us never will. I know that God's life is in me as my life now. It's like we don't own the soul. We just borrow it for a little while. It is an endless stream of clean, fresh, vital energy. It fills every cell and organ of my body with its healing presence. So if you wake up feeling a little, in the morning, these are words that you use to remind yourself who you are. I am renewed this day by the life of Spirit working in and through me. I am refreshed as I speak this word and know this truth. I joyously respond to fresh life, and it joyously responds to me and is working in every part of my body. All right? So I dedicate my thinking to this youth-giving life of God. So I dedicate my thinking. I got to think right thoughts. If I'm thinking old, sick, depressed thoughts, then I'm going to be old, sick, and depressed. If I'm thinking young, youthful, fresh, clean, revitalized energy, then I'm going to feel more like that than I am the other. All right? It really does start in the mind. Which is why I'm constantly talking about remember who you are. Because that's where it starts. Remembering that you are a beloved child of God. Old conditions have now passed away and fresh life is pouring through my being. I am energized and vitalized by God. You are energized and vitalized by God. But you are energized and vitalized by God to the point that you are willing to accept it. All right? Okay, so the mission today, should we choose to accept it? That's what the title is. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to keep our minds filled with the idea of a fresh, clean life that is forever welling up within us. Where is it coming from? That center of our being, that place where nothing has ever been wrong, that place where we meet unfiltered God. So whatever it is that we are facing, we go there first, which is why we're always talking about spiritual practice. Because when we practice our spiritual practices, they take us to that place, that well. It's like, go sit at the well, draw up the water from the well, drink from the well. That's what a spiritual practice is. It reminds us where that is coming from. Yes, it may come to us through food. Yes, it may come to us through exercise. Yes, it may come to us through sleep and play and all those other things. But in the end, the source of all of that is spirit. So that's what we want to focus on. All right, I'm also, as I always do, going to encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever it looks like. Whatever that looks like. I'm dressing comfortably today. That is my loving, kind, compassionate. Since I'm going to run a couple of errands. And I want you to practice it every day. I want you to practice it every day. And I want you to practice it every day because you are a beloved child of God. You deserve it. You deserve your own love, your own kindness, your own compassion. Always. There is never a time that you do not deserve it. Okay? Doesn't matter what has happened in your life, you always deserve your own. It also, I want you to create it as a default setting. I want you to create it as a habit. I want you to create it as your go-to. That your first response is loving, kind, compassionate with yourself. Because if you create it as a default setting for yourself, then you can create it as a default setting for other people. You also will create this amazing bank so that you have it to share. And that's how we create a world that works for everybody. All right. I encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body today. I encourage you to get some sunshine today, a little bit first thing. I mean, it was a little warm yesterday. I stayed out of the sun, but I got a little bit first thing in the morning, and it was a good day. It was a good day. Drink plenty of water. Drink plenty of water. And then open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven right now, right here. It is all around us. It's all around us. And if you simply look for the good, you'll find it. And the more you look, the more you find, the more there is. All right? This is how we create that amazing world. So, my stomach is about to growl, and I don't want y'all to hear that, so I'm going to move on into the process of my day. We will have an amazing service for you at 11. It will be in person and live stream. You can also... You can also check us out on all the social medias. Danielle's working on that TikTok, so if you do TikTok, please check that out. That's going to be the Creative Life Spark, just like the Instagram. The YouTube and the Facebook page are the Creative Life Spiritual Center. And I am the Running Rev Ryan. So, check us out. Do what you need to do. We'll see you at 11, and then Reverend David will be on around 5. All right? I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, an amazing day, a wonderful day, a fantastic day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. Simply have a day. All right, beloveds. Know that you're loved, and I will see you next time.